What's up? Fresh is our turn, baby. Gator boots with the Gucci suit. Them Gucci suits. Ain't got no job, but I stay shy. I stay shy. Can't pay my rent. I can't pay my rent. All my money spent, but that's okay, cause I'm still fly. I'm so fly. Gotta wanna take the gas. And my new
dad was a DJ. Always heard him play records or whatever, and like I said, like my birthday gifts, Christmas gifts was centered around music. Other kids was getting bikes and Ataris, video games or whatever and all that. My gifts were always music based or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm super glad it happened that way. That's all I can say. I was always around hip hop from the very beginning or whatever. And I remember my dad having Grandmaster Flash songs, you know, Sugar Hill Gang songs, and that's like some of the early pioneers of rap, and you know, and just hearing them songs like made me fall in love with hip hop. Like I was just like, wow, this is what I want to do. The producing thing came from me DJing at clubs. I used to do remixes on other people's songs, like, and I would put my own little twist to it, and it just got so popular that people was just like, man, you need to just start trying to do your own beat. From the first time I made a record and I could play it back and know I did it, I was successful, you know, to me, in my mind. I was just like, well, I made it, you know, even if I didn't make a penny or nothing, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I made a record. So it was kind of like that song, it was just one of them, like to just show like other cats in New Orleans, like it's something else coming out of New Orleans besides jazz music. And you know, and when it comes, it's gonna take the world by storm. Cash Money was a very small label starting out. It was based off like a new sound that was created in New Orleans called bounce music. It's music that was designed to get the crowd pumped up, like, you know, to get you moving, get you dancing or whatever. And I say something and you respond back to it. And from that, you know, evolved Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? But started out as a bounce label. From bounce music, second generation was more of rappers. Second generation was BG, Juvenile, Lil Wayne, Turk, everybody that was the hot boys, the big timers, you know what I'm saying? So now you got another third generation of Cash Money, still rap, but it's open to different things. Like they're trying their hands at pop and whatever else they could get into. Yeah, it was a group effort, like every album that we worked on. If we was doing Lil Wayne's album, everybody put their ideas into it. Everybody, you know, would collectively get together and say, what can we do to make this a great album? Cash Money was designed like to make the next artist. Every album was designed like that. Like say if we did a single, it might have been Lil Wayne's single, but it was featured Juvenile because Juvenile album was coming up after that. You know, we just wanted to try to keep the attention on the whole label. The big timers just overdid everything, and that's what made it so cool. And I think it gave a whole generation of people hope to say like, wow, like this is how I think life should be. I never knew how successful Cash Money Records was like at the time because I was busy, you know, doing music. I was really into just doing songs. I wasn't really counting money or whatever and all that. I had an idea what it was, but I didn't know on the scale of where it was. It's funny to say that, but money, because the label is Cash Money, money came along and changed everything. Somebody else might be in it for something different. I was like, I love music and I think it's gonna take care of itself. Everybody else was like, I love money. You know what I'm saying? So it was money to them. Like it wasn't a love or a passion for this. Well, I'm doing what I want to do, and this is what I love to do. You know, I really never looked at it like, wow, this is going to make millions and millions of dollars. Music is paying my bills, and I'm good, and I'm loving what I'm doing. Like, you know, I get to be creative. I get to stay in the studio 24 hours, and I'm good. Def Jam system was completely different from what I was used to doing. It was more so of like some people who say we get together, we meet, and we decide what's your fate. You know, you got to go by our rules or it's no rules. You know, when you have people with egos and they like, you know what, I'm the big fish and you're just an artist. You know, it was kind of like all of that. And I was just like, I just want to put out music. Like, I don't want to go through the politics. I don't want to have nobody dictate what's a good record to me, especially if you didn't grow up around hip hop and you know, you don't really even know it. You got the job from knowing somebody else. because I'm like, okay, this the label heads, and they keep on shutting me down every time I bring a record to them. So sooner or later, if you're not strong enough, you'll think something wrong with you. And I have to just like, you know what, shake this and get back to my roots of where I came from. It's installing in me that, dude, you all right. Like, you're going to be all right. Just keep on doing what you're doing. It's just a rebirth. It's just starting over and, you know, making it better. It's like any music. Like, you know, rock and roll is saturated because everybody start doing the same thing or whatever. So if we don't change something about hip-hop quick, it's going to be in that category too. Truthfully, it's not. It's not creative, like, at all. It's just one-dimensional. But you got to blame labels as well, like, because the label will try to tell an artist do something safe. Like, they'll be like, this is what Lil Wayne doing, so this is what you should do. You know, and it's no creativity in it. It's nobody going against the grain. Nobody, you know, trying new things or whatever, because record companies want to be safe. And a lot of artists are not realizing that you don't need a record company no more. I mean, that's what I think people love about Tyler, his shock value. Like, you know, he is, to me, where hip hop started. Like, he's not afraid to say what's on his mind. He's not afraid to do different things. So that's why I think Tyler is successful right now. Like, you know, because he's one of the dudes who's doing something different. And Tyler doesn't have a machine. You know, he'll put his music on the internet and see what happens. And that's what's so creative about, you know, about him and his group. Juvenile, maybe something with Mystical or whatever, but mainly Juvenile, you know what I'm saying, finishing his new album. Mannie Fresh, hello to the people of DosRombos.